Okay, here we go to the section D, product quality control. Okay, column 1, harvest, transportation, and storage. This is talking about general procedure of the after harvesting. So from the harvesting to the shipment, everything should be summarized, described here, or the stage from the harvest to the shipping. Okay, the most important thing to the harvest and post-harvest management is the commingling and the contamination. So, in the primary contents here for the storing and transporting organic agriculture or the forest product, the cleanness of the storage and the transportation means must be maintained, and contamination from the outside must be prevented. The storage, transportation, and the packaging process of the organic produce must be separately managed from the non-organic produce to prevent commingling. So this whole section, this column is talking, it's all about harvesting and the management until the shipment. So in general, when the harvest is done, and harvesting is done by whom? By the owner or by the subcontractor. And the harvesting machine is what machines are used to the harvest. And during harvest, if because in the case of during time of the audit, it's not actually the time for harvest. So inspector may not know what's happening during the harvest management. So you have to ask to the operator and ask to operator to describe in detail to the OSB. So the important things to the harvest is the equipment and the season, and then if the certified products are harvested separately without any, but if the crops are harvested with the conventional, in case of the pellet production, how it's separate each other. Those separate segment management is the key point on this column. So. The equipment, the harvesters or some equipment, if it's used only for organic, and that will be good. But if it's used for organic and non-organic for both, the cleaning affidavit for the equipment should be kept by the operator. The inspector needs to verify whether the machines are cleaned before using it onto the organic farming. And after the harvesting, if it just shipping without any treatment, that will be very simple. But if it goes to storage for a certain period, and if it go through some like cleaning, some post-harvest management, that should be summarized here on this section. So basically, in this section, needs a lot of information. This section. Okay, this gives some general brief procedure of the harvest, post-harvest management here, and the other sections on this, other columns on this section will just add some supporting information to the number 1 general information here. Okay, next one is the cleaning of the harvest product. This is talking about the cleaning of the product, but also for the equipment as well. If it goes to just some management equipment, like cleaning equipment or the screening equipment, inspector need to verify how anyway, this is about the wet cleaning. If it just go through like a mechanical cleaning or some other organic way for the cleaning, that would be fine. But if the crops are go through the wet cleaning, the water quality must be checked, whether it's tap water quality, potable water quality, because it's the human consumption. The crops are human consumption. The water quality should be above of potable water quality above. Also equipment, how to clean the equipment, cleaning equipment or the screening equipment, or the equipment should be cleaned, and the inspector have to verify that how to clean, how the facilities are clean, the cleaning facilities or the screening facilities or the packing facilities, or the equipment, how it's cleaned. So cleaning of the crop and equipment should be summarized here. If there is some evidence of documents, please put here like wet cleaning related documents. Number attach it in number 1, wet cleaning related documents. So under your verification, if there's some supporting documents you collected during audit or during document review, you have to attach it at the bottom of your comment. Again, this attachment should be copy and listed at the very bottom of this here, like this. Okay. Next goes to the number 3, general pest and disease control. This is talking about the general pest and disease control for the crop and the storage. If the crops are just shipped without any storing on the farm, this one will not apply. So just simply do mark here the not applicable, as it's just shipping without any storing on farm. But if the crops are storing on farm for a certain period, like soybeans, when the soybean harvested, it goes to the silo, on the farm silo, and stored there for a couple of months. In this case, inspector needs to verify how the pest and disease controls are done during the storing period. So in most of cases, but if it goes to the storage warehouse outside of the farm, because in many cases the certified crops products are kept in the storage which is located outside of the farm, and inspector needs to verify that storage, whether what happened there, whether the crops are clearly separated from the other uncertified. If it's a certified facility, if it's a certified warehouse, that could be good, that could be okay. But if it's just stored there in bulk without any mark, without any lot number, without any labeling. It's easily contaminated or commingled with another uncertified crops. There's high risk of contamination. That's why the inspector have to verify, have to see the management there, how the products are stored in that storage, and the subcontractor subcontracted the storage. The owner have to have the management record for the pest and disease control, and it should be submitted to the certified operator, because the certified operator have to submit it to the inspector for the storage management. Anyways, if the products are just packed on farm and just shipped out, all these things will not apply to the operator. But if the products are kept on the farm or the outside of the farm, then everything details should be verified during the audit. Okay, number 4 is the same thing to the number 3 in column number 3. So it's pest and disease control of the storage. This is the same thing. So if everything's on the number 3, simply it says here error is confirmed, and says here see number 3 of the management, pest control management. And prevent here we go to the number 5, preventing of the potential contamination. If this is standard, if the storage area and the containers are not used solely for organic agriculture or forested products, potential contamination from pesticides or the other treatment not listed in the subparagraph A1A2 of Appendix 1 must be prevented before organic use. So in case of using some thing to control the pest and disease to the storage or the containers, it should be, because it's not used only for the organic, sometimes it could be used to the conventional. Then everything should be cleaned before used to the organic. So inspector have to verify whether it's only used for organic, or it's used for both conventional and organic. And the inspector needs to verify how it's cleaned before using on to the organic product. So in this case, the container or the storage cleaning record could be required to verify that everything has been cleaned before using to the organic. Okay, so this is the major focus onto this column. Okay, number 6, prevent of the commingling. Organic agriculture or the forest product must not be mixed with non-organic agriculture or the forest product, and if applicable, unpackaged organic products are stored or transported together with non-organic products. Measures such as installing partitions in between them must be taken to prevent mixing or the contamination. So this standards requires to transport or to move the organic crops only, especially if the organic crops are unpackaged. It should be moved or transported only organic. So the transportation, this is talking about the transportation. So if the crops are moved and transported in bulk, only organic must be transported. So in order to prove this, some evidence, some documented evidence is required to show that only organic crops are transported and moved by some vehicle, and then the vehicles were cleaned that way. So all these things should be verified during the audit, and the summary of the verification should be written on this comment section. Okay, the next one goes to the number 7, radiation. Of course, the radiation should not be used to the organic crops to control the disease or the hygiene. Anyways, it simply says here, yes, and add comment here. Upon the verification of the facility, the symptoms or the evidence of using the radiation wasn't found during the audit. This one is enough to prove that this operation is not using the radiation. Radiation is not used on this operation. This inspector's verification is important. That's why. The number 8. Here we go to number 8, column number 8, biodegradable packaging material. So just in case if the products are shipped or they're transported in bulk, this number 8, 9 will not be applied. But if the finished product or the crops are packaged, the packaging material must be biodegradable. In order to prove this biodegradable, the product packaging material, the ingredient, the material of the packaging material, should be verified by the test report. So if the packaging materials are like a polypropylene or polyethylene, these are the biodegradable materials. But like a polyvinyl chloride, which is not the biodegradable materials, that's prohibited to the Korean standard. That's why inspector needs to verify the test report, or if the operator doesn't have the test report for the packaging material, then inspector have to verify the label of the packaging, whether it's a recyclable or not. So those things, those verifications should be on this section, then on this column 8. So in many cases, we're asking to the applicant to submit test report for the packaging material. That's it, very simple. So upon verification of the packaging material test report, the material was it's found that the material is the polypropylene and polyethylene. That will be fine. Okay, that will be enough as a comment. Okay, number 9. Let's go to number 9. Packaging material usage amount. Okay, this the Korean standard required to keep the record for the packaging material usage amount. Some other operators would think that this is ridiculous. Why should be those things, those irritating things should be managed? But in Korea, so many there are some cheaters who produce a lot of certification packaging materials which has the certification mark, certification logo, and certification information, and it's just buy the conventional product and pack as the organic and sell it. That's why the government made a rule to keep packaging material usage amount. So how many packaging materials? This packaging material, this is about the packaging material which has the Korean certification logo and certification information. But if the Korean certification and informations are used in the sticker or some others, this is not talking about the packaging material. This is talking about the labeling, which has the Korean certification information. So if sticker or some other labels are used onto the label, onto the product packaging material, and then the sticker, how many of the stickers are produced, and how many of the label sticker or the labels are used, and how many is the inventory stock. All those things must be managed on the farm. So inspector has to verify how many packagings are. The way of they use the labeling first. If they use a sticker, and then it needs to verify how many stickers were produced and how many stickers were used. How many labels were produced, how many labels were used, and how many labels are in the stock. Okay, this verification should be summarized here in this comment section. Okay, let's go to number 10, certification labeling. Product labeling improperly cannot be sold as certified organic. So without labeling of the Korean information, certification information, or not be considered as Korean certified organic. So however, bulk produce may be sold as organic if proper labeling is found on the invoice or transaction order. So all the shipped during the audit, inspector needs to verify how the operators are label the Korean certified product. So in order to prove, in order to claim that this product is Korean certified, is put the Korean certification logo and certifier's name and certification number. All three things should be go with together always. So inspector have to verify whether their label claiming is in compliance to the standard or not. So in most cases, just take the sample or take the photo of the labeling and attach it to the standard, attach it to the report. Okay, in many cases, DCOK recommend to the standard to the applicant to approve their labeling before use. If something is not correct on the labeling, there will be really big trouble in Korean market. They might recall all the products if something happened to the label. Okay, inspector have to check on this and summarize the verification on this comment section. Okay, let's go to the chemical residue testing of the final product. Chemical residue testing has to be done in a certain cases. It's written on the regulation circumstances which samples must be taken. Especially in the first application, new applicant, new inspection, inspector have to take the sample of the final product. If the final products are not harvested yet, inspector can take the stem or the crop itself from the farm and send to the laboratory and get the test result. At those the result has to be attached to the report. Okay. Also, inspector have to remember that if the seeds are treated, the final product testing should be done. But also, if the operations are in a parallel production, sample testing should be done. Final product sample should be taken for the chemical residue testing. So if the farms are just and organic, just organic, and if it's like a renewal inspection, they don't use any the treated seed, then final product residue testing could be exempted. Yeah. Okay, now we'll give you some more information next time for the testing again here. So in the certain cases, there are certain cases the sample has to be collected, but there are some cases may not collect the sample. So inspector needs to have to know exactly what in circumstances the sample must be taken. Okay, and next one is the number 12, production yield management. Inspector have to verify how many of the products were harvested from last season, and how many of the products are sold. So this is a kind of the mass balance compared to the production the shipped amount should be reasonable to the production amount. So inspector has to verify here how much of the quantity has been produced in the last season, and how much of the total amount of the shipping. So all these things should be summarized here. So this is about the mass balance, total production versus to the total shipping. So total shipping must be lower than total produce. Okay, so in order to prove total production and total shipping, all the harvest details and the shipping details has to be verified during the audit. Okay, that summary of the verification should be written here in this comment section. Okay, now we've got through all the post harvest management and product quality control. Okay, thank you. Next time we will go through the miscellaneous at the last topic of the inspection report details. Thank you.